Words in 1080p.
What'd you say? Say that again.
So does mine. Why?
I want to take you to it.
Game!
Wow. All right, I guess we can start now.
What, really?
Yeah, it was recording.
It's on film?
Yep.
Oh, God. Alright,
What's your name?
I don't have one, remember? It was taken away from me today. Alright, name's Josh Morlock. I run Sanctuary Agents and...
Sanctuary Agents, huh?
Yeah, Sanctuary Agents. I ran just about every variant of agents you can imagine. TG way back when last year. And then at a point this year I ran Chaos Agents. I mean...
Rabbit Agents, Samurai Agents.
Rabbit Agents works.
I know. Them shine ball.
But I didn't really like Chaos Agents all that much, so eventually I stopped playing them, then came back to them and tried Sanctuary Agents. I actually like them a lot, and I'll show you what I run.
All right, sounds cool.
So first off the bat, run 3 Hyperion.
Dark Arm.
Dark Arm, we'll just call him Mr. Sun for this time. He pops. He's really good, really fun when you have Sanctuary on the field, as you can use his effect twice.
Yeah.
And a lot of people tend to forget, some of the agents get a second effect.
Earth. Dirty.
Oh, God, dirty. The Venus, Shine Ball plays. She's great. As agents make rank 3s a lot. And then the rank 2 plays you can get off of with her are really good.
You make a Phoenix at all?
I don't have a Phoenix right now.
What do you use instead of Phoenix?
Shining Elf.
Alright, I was just checking.
Alright, 3 Shine Ball. Yeah, you get it out with Venus, but, you're gonna draw it. And when you do, you're gonna hate yourself for it.
Yeah, one bad part.
Yeah, like the worst part. 2 Earths, 2 Earths.
There we go, talk about that.
The best thing about Earth is that I've gotten drawn into Earth so many times where I have a nice loaded graveyard, and I have Sanctuary on the field, and I just normal Earth, and hey, look, I've got a Hyperion now that's completely live and ready to roll.
That's what's so good about that build.
I run, next I run 2 Christia, because I also run Valhalla in the deck, and the number of times I've just first turned Christia because I have Valhalla, I drew the Hecatrice and just dumped
You have that Zerato thing. This deck loads up the graveyard faster than regular agent build.
It's so good. It's just like you can run the 2 Christia, which I never really ran 2 Christia before. Yeah. And then I run 2 Trag. Trag's really good in the deck because you can just do a lot of plays once he's hit the field. Level manipulation.
You got the tuners.
You get the tuners, and then just a lot of things from there. I run 2 Hecatrice. Let's search up my Valhalla, and even then, I can dump it so quick that
it's a light fairy too.
Doesn't get stuck in my hand that often. I run 2 Zeratius. The best thing about Zeratius, the literal best thing, is that you dump it, even if you have Sanctuary in your hand already, and you draw into Zeratius, it's a 21 beater.
Yeah,
it's a 21 beater. It's a problem.
It is.
But then, he's great. I dump him, grab Sanctuary, and then I can go off. 2 Card Trooper. Trooper just lets you load it so fast.
You run into any problems with Trooper? With having more spells than regular agent build?
I have more spells, and that's about the only problem. Is I know.
But not enough.
You always run into the problem with Trooper Mills, but it really doesn't happen
not
that often.
Not enough to offset the...
Yeah. I run 1 Jupiter. The best thing about Jupiter with Sanctuary is you can still do the first effect, giving the attack point boost, but say you removed Venus and it's really early game and you want to, but then you have Sanctuary on the field, then just dump another light fairy, not an agent, which is the best thing. You can then special summon that Venus and then go into a huge, powerful play.
Can you? What's the biggest level you can get back with that?
There is no level limit.
You can get back Hyperion with that?
I can get Hyperion with it.
You can get Hyperion.
I can get Hyperion, Christia, any light fairy type.
That is broken.
I run 1 Sangan. If I can run it 2, I'd run it 2, 3, 4, I'd quit. Alright, I run 1 Spear Reaper. He's really good in the deck. If I just need to sit for a while and make my opponent waste some resources to get around him, I'm happy with that. And then if I can get in with him, great.
Helps stall against Rabbit too if they.
Yeah, Rabbits have a big problem with him. I only run 1 Veiler. He's still an egg.
Yeah.
Always an egg. But when I use him, it does really well. And I run Herald because I run 1 Herald, and 1 Valor, I feel it's really good because Herald's up -2, but you also get the additional destruction.
Yeah, and then you might have those dead Hectresses too. You can just.
Yep. Those, it's really good when you get like the deck Heckatrice or Shine Ball in the hand. Late game, draw a Shine Ball. It's in the graveyard.
Yep.
And then Honest.
That's
right.
really solid.
That was my monster lineup. That's
yeah. Why the hell do you run Honest?
27 monsters in there. I've had a lot of my friends. It's like, are you sure? It's like, I have that high monster count, but it works out really well.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it has to. I mean, the last 2 weeks I've topped.
Oh, damn.
So.
The fuck was I?
That's some confidence right there.
I don't know what you were doing. Okay, time for the spells. I run 2 MST. I would run, my third would be in my side deck if I didn't, wake up, like 30 minutes before the tournament started. But I only run 2. I like it at 2. Your first match, if you need to put the third one in, that's great. I run 2 Sanctuary. Sanctuary, not the greatest field spell,
yeah,
but,
obviously, but those,
it's an enabler.
Those added
it enables
effects.
those additional effects.
It's dirty. And then you don't need 3 because you can...
I searched it out so quick.
Yep. There's 4 ways to get it.
1 Valhalla. Valhalla shines when your opponent, you just draw and you're sitting on big monsters. I did it today. I've done it last week. I've done it since.
Instant Christia.
The best thing about it is drawing it and then say Christia, and you get to sit on the special summon lock first turn.
That is something.
Alright, I run 1 duality. Just the 1 duality works great. It lets me grab.
You don't want a second one?
It depends. If I'm finding that my opponent's slowing me down a lot, I'll side into a second one. I side out of Heckatrice.
Okay.
But it isn't that bad. Not really that bad. And then,
yeah, because you can always just sit on something for a turn.
Spell Trio, Hull, Storm, Reborn. You all know what those do.
The Asshole Trio. Yep.
And that was it for my spells. And then...
Don't laugh.
For traps, 2 calls.
Okay. Get back to big beaters.
Get back to big beaters. I have a lot of people asking why I don't run 3. I was just like, I feel really comfortable with 2. And with 3, I really feel it would clump. And then it's just if you draw a call early game, it's useless. I mean, you can set it and make them waste something, but it's not that good. 2 Threatening Roar.
Explain that, because a lot of people, I heard them asking why you run Roar.
Threatening Roar will let me do other things outside of, destroying them, like with Mere Force or getting rid of them. Like, a good example would be Fire Fists. They plus off of damaging, and if you can just stop most of them from attacking, you're salty. Gaining ground. Yes, I'm salty.
Why would you be salty?
I wonder who I lost to twice today.
I'm not sure.
God, I can't think of his name.
Does Bear pop things?
I think it was like Bam Sogner or something.
Bam Sogner. He sounds pretty good.
Man, that bear.
I heard he just did some shitty deck profile.
Yeah, he did a really bad one. But he stops. It stops and it lets you save some ground. Like, I mean, Deep Prison, yeah, but then I like to make those Trigodia plays, too.
Man, as long as you can survive till you got Hyperion to make comebacks. I feel like any deck
they helped make me those comebacks. Yeah. I won today. I 2-0'd somebody I played today because of Threatening Roar, because it let me survive, and I drew in the Hyperion. It's really good. 2 Compulse. Compulse is such a good out to a lot of those destruction negating exceeds or just those big plays. You throw a Nomi back to that person's hand and they got to go through all that trouble again. Or you throw a Lagia eventually. You're going to make your opponent work real hard to keep those monsters out in the field. And I run 1 Judgment. People ask why I don't run the Brigade, the Solemn Brigade. Judgment, it stops. It stops. I rarely use it. I've thought about taking it out. But Warning right now, I feel with Agents right now, it's a little different than it used to be because we don't really care that much about our life points, but there's a certain point after the Venus plays.
You have the Roars too, so as long as you can survive, you can be a little more risky.
That's mostly why I don't run the Warnings because I run the Roars, and it doesn't cost me.
Yep.
All right, and then for my extra deck, I run.
Oh, hold on really quick. Have you that's fine. But have you thought about Lances or anything?
Oh yeah, I have thought about Lances. I want to try them out if I can get some. Okay. If I got the Lances, I would probably do a lot of adjusting to them to suit it better.
Yeah.
But if it comes, if I get them, I'll work on it.
Sell Desmond for Lances.
Yeah, I'll sell Desmond after today.
I would.
Wasted.
So,
all right, for the extra deck, 1 Stardust. if I had the Starlight Road, I would run it. But I can still make Stardust. He's still easy to make.
Okay.
Scrap Dragon, no, what he does. I really run him for skill drain. When I run into skill drain problems, he's great. Like Rock Stun, they have Gaia Plate, but they still got that maintenance cost of maintaining it. When he can't, he gets destroyed. Catastor's really good still.
Yeah, it is.
He's so good with not a lot of decks being dark based anymore and being water based like Mermails or fire based like Fire Fist. Like
that salt.
All the salt.
All the salt levels are rising.
Pounds of salt.
I mean, until like they summon Tiger King, right? And they're like monster effects, and they just.
And then I just cry. I curl up and cry. And then these next two cards, people are gonna ask why, but like they're there because I can make the occasional rank 4. First would be Black Corn, which I actually picked up today. Black Corn's really good, really
yes,
good.
It is.
He's slowly becoming a staple.
Mediocre at best.
Mediocre at best.
Salty.
Good partner, it says. The next is Abyss Dweller. Because, the rank 4, people say he's harder, but remember, you run 5 level 4s. Hecatrice.
And you have
Serratius,
the mind control.
And Jupiter, and then I have the mind control with Trag. And then once I ditch that 4, I still have a 4 for Trag already.
Yeah.
So it all works out, and I run him mostly because there's so many effects they're going to be activating in the graveyard, like Dark World effects activate in the graveyard. So many.
Oh, the junk. I think he's good.
Mezzy Rhythm.
Why you have that in there?
Mezzy Rhythm's really a placeholder until I can get Daigusto Phoenix.
He's got a cool hat, I guess.
He's the coolest.
Man, you don't need Daigusto Phoenix Shiny Hill.
Yeah, well, not with that hat.
Shiny Hill full.
He still doubles the attack, but he's a placeholder until I can get Daigusto Phoenix, and also I hate the living death out of Acid Golem.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Terrible. Tempo.
Yes,
he's still good.
Yep.
Still good. Still the ability to detach an opponent's material from their Exceed is good. Leviair. The plays you can do with Leviair at the right time are really, really powerful. The ability, bring back, say you've made a Jupiter play with Sanctuary on the field, but you don't have a fairy, but you can go into Leviair and you bring back a Venus you had to banish, and you haven't made the Venus play yet. That's powerful. That's a lot of field presence you're gaining into that small instance. And then he can also bring back some other good game players, like a favorite one I like to bring back late game would be Jupiter. Because Jupiter, you remove that agent, and he's a 20. You basically
bring Honest back too and bounce him to the hand.
And then you're saving yourself. Leviathan, because he's one of the best rank 3s we have.
Yep.
And the ability to go from 2025 is amazing. Zen mains, I actually don't use Zen mains that much. I find that I keep the pressure on a lot to where if my opponents have it, they're making it. And then I force them to,
Your build is more early game aggro than regular agent build. You don't have to wait as long to do
I don't wait very long. Like, I win most of my matches in less than 7 turns.
Yeah, and then you run into Horn of the Phantom Beast. That's...
Are you trying to make me cry? He's going to make me cry, people. This is like a really interesting tech I'm trying out right now.
That is interesting.
It's Shining Elf.
That's alright, I did that too.
Yeah, it's just because he comes out at 60, I know it isn't that strong, but then the ability, just detach, and your opponent's monster is losing. You'd
actually be surprised. I've seen him play it. You'd be surprised how much it actually
hurts. It stops. I've stopped his Fire Fist.
People forget too. People forget, and because they don't know what it does. They think it's a joke, and they summon something, and you're just detaching. Like, what the hell?
Lose 500.
Yeah.
Dark Mist.
Yeah.
He's a staple action deck for agents.
Yep.
He saved me so many times because they just have this big beater out, and I'm just like Dark Mist, and they're just sitting there.
Like solemn.
Yeah, solemn. But if they don't, they sit there and they're just, what do I do? And then two Gachis, if you need to ask why you watch.
I like two Gachi.
Gachi's good.
Some people are only running one, but I like two still.
I like two because, you can make it. You can make two Gachis in a game.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna show you my side deck. I woke up like 30 minutes before the tournament started.
Yeah, I feel you.
but I had some standard stuff.
Any bad matchups, good matchups today?
My worst matchup would probably be Fire Fist. To be honest, I mean, there's a lot of salt flowing through from me right now, but I know my deck's all about early game pressure, but they do it better. Like, I felt more pressure coming from them early to mid game than I could put on, and then just the ability to use a lot more of their support than I can, really helps them in the long run.
And Bear pops things.
And then because Bear pops whenever it wants, and Tiger King is just like, here, enough for a turn, you don't get effects. And I just sit there and I weep tears of solid salt.
All right, well, that's a really cool deck. I really like that. You gonna keep playing that? I want
to change, but for the most part, it's done me really well.
Obviously, been topping.
Yeah, and obviously, this is it. I mean, there isn't too much more to do.
Yeah, really like that.
But that's it for it all, guys.
All righty, thank you.